Roman Reigns will not get huge WrestleMania match. It will be changed suddenly, says Hall of Famer. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. For WWE Family latest news update, please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon. Roman Reigns may see his WrestleMania match changed and one of his opponents removed, feels a Hall of Famer. The Stars match may be changed at the last minute. There have been some rumors of Roman Reigns facing Seth Rollins and CM Punk in a triple threat match at WrestleMania. However, Bill Apter feels like that's not the match that's going to happen for CM Punk, and that the star will instead face Cody Rhodes and John Cena in a triple threat match. On the latest edition of Sportskeeda's Smack Talk, NWA Hall of Famer Bill Apter talked about the rumored match between Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and CM Punk, and he felt that there was a much better chance of CM Punk being removed from that match and facing Cody Rhodes and John Cena instead. He felt that fans wanted to see that match much more and WWE needed to book that bout instead. Whether this is how things pan out or WWE decides to take a completely different route remains to be seen. Massive character change teased during Solo Sikoa's 10th segment with Jacob Fatu on SmackDown. For the first time ever, fans saw major tensions between Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu on SmackDown. The once unshakable relationship now seems to be rocky, and a massive character change was teased. It hasn't been a good year for Solo Sikoa, who lost to Roman Reigns on January 6, with the Eula Fala going back around the neck of the original tribal chief. Solo returned to SmackDown and had nothing to say, with Jacob Fatu picking up the pieces during that promo. However, the leader of the new bloodline returned last week and attacked undisputed WWE champion Cody Rhodes. As Jacob Fatu searched for over half an hour, he finally found his new bloodline leader, Solo Sikoa, whose drip was on point. A less confident and less assertive Solo told Fatu that he hadn't been doing well following the loss to Roman Reigns and admitted that he let everybody down. It was the first time we ever saw any sort of vulnerability from Solo, which was a tease of a huge character change. The star was also wearing all white as opposed to all black, leading fans to believe that he could be turning face for the first time. For his part, Fatu seemed less than impressed, but Solo told him that he loves him. In a shocking moment, Fatu walked away instead of his usual assertion of "I love you, Solo." In the opening segment of SmackDown, Cody Rhodes was confronted by Drew McIntyre and Jacob Fatu. When McIntyre walked away, Solo was seen arriving backstage, and before Cody could make his way back to get revenge, Jacob Fatu went instead and stopped the undisputed WWE champion, wanting to sort family matters first. It looks like fans might have to gear up for a massive feud within the new version of the bloodline. WrestleMania 41 is too early for Jacob Fatu. Jacob Fatu does have a chance to face Cody Rhodes for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania, should he qualify for the Elimination Chamber on SmackDown. However, Triple H likely has other plans for the Bloodline's enforcer, who is currently embroiled in a feud with Braun Strowman on the Blue brand. This rivalry may rumble on until April when Cody faces another opponent for his title, be it CM Punk, John Cena, or someone else entirely. However, there are no other challengers to Rhodes with as much momentum behind them as Jacob Fatu, which is why WWE should consider having the WWE Champion retain at the Showcase of the Immortals. If Cody Rhodes were to retain the title at WrestleMania only to lose it soon after to a rip-roaring Jacob Fatu, WWE could produce one of the most impactful title changes of the decade. If the company were feeling brave about it, they could have Cody lose the title in a manner similar to how he dropped the TNT Championship to Brody Lee in AEW, as that would be a beautiful piece of symmetry that would only serve to get Fatu over even further. Jacob Fatu is championship ready. Pitching for Jacob Fatu to squash Cody Rhodes for the WWE Championship may seem a bit far-fetched, but the promotion has the potential to make its next great heel a reality sometime soon. Fatu has done more than enough during his relatively short time in WWE to convince fans that he could be a dominant world champion, more so than any of his Samoan brothers. If Jey Uso has done enough to convince Triple H that he can dethrone Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship, then Jacob Fatu must be just as capable of beating Cody Rhodes. It speaks to Cody's strengths as well that he no longer needs the WWE title to feel like the biggest star in the industry, as his work and persona speak for itself. His scenario would be made better if WWE just decided to pull the trigger on Fatu and have him win the Elimination Chamber. This would mean that he could have an all-time night against Rhodes at WrestleMania, in a match that is sure to match or surpass the Bloodline main events of years past. However, there are just too many other options for Triple H to choose from, which may be why Jacob Fatu has to bide his time until after WrestleMania. Cody Rhodes has had to deal with Bloodline members throughout his pursuit and eventual reign with the WWE Championship, getting the better of the legendary stable more often than not. After conquering the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 40, Solo Sikoa stepped up to try and reclaim the belt for his faction throughout last year, which he ultimately failed to do. With Jey Uso choosing to face Gunther at WrestleMania 41, Cody only has one Samoan threat remaining in Jacob Fatu. WWE should not undervalue what they have with the newest member of the Bloodline, as he could well be the right person to dethrone the American Nightmare as WWE Champion. WWE may have subtly confirmed two Bloodline members will break up soon. The recent episode of WWE SmackDown built up Elimination Chamber 2025. However, during the show, WWE may have subtly confirmed that the new Bloodline could soon break away from its original structure, as major hints were dropped about a possible split between Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa. In this article, we will look at those subtle confirmations regarding the upcoming potential drastic change in the new Bloodline faction. Jacob Fatu was upset by Solo Sikoa's actions. Solo Sikoa silently walked out of WWE SmackDown a few weeks ago without saying a word on the mic. However, the self-proclaimed Tribal Chief returned last week by attacking Cody Rhodes. It appears that Sikoa's actions are not well received by Jacob Fatu. During Cody Rhodes' confrontation with the Samoan werewolf in the ring, Solo arrived at the venue. However, when the same video aired on the tight entrance screen, Fatu shifted his focus and stopped Rhodes, stating that he would be the first to talk to Solo as he had some family business to handle with him. This indicates the 32-year-old star's frustration with the former NXT North American Champion's sudden disappearance and resurgence. The Samoan werewolf didn't show his love for Solo backstage. Over the past few months, Jacob Fatu expressed his love for Solo Sikoa by yelling, "I love you, Solo." However, the latter justified his behavior when Fatu confronted Sikoa about his actions and expressed his frustration on this week's show. He stated that he had let his family down by losing to Roman Reigns and was now taking back control. He also instructed Fatu to win the Elimination Chamber qualifying match and later dethrone Cody Rhodes to bring the title back to the family. Meanwhile, the Samoan werewolf did not react and left without saying his usual words of affection, "I love you, Solo," even though Solo stopped and said it to him. This lack of expression from Jacob Fatu towards Solo Sikoa seems to be another subtle confirmation from WWE on SmackDown regarding their potential breakup. Jacob Fatu is no longer working only on Solo Sikoa's order in WWE. Since Jacob Fatu arrived in WWE, he has always been seen serving Solo Sikoa and making moves only under his command. However, since Sikoa silently walked away from the blue brand, Jacob has made major decisions without his permission or approval. This indicates that the Samoan werewolf is no longer working only under the orders of Sikoa and is now taking control into his own hands. It also suggests that he no longer follows Solo to establish dominance on the blue brand and is ready to take charge of the faction from Sikoa. Solo Sikoa did not work as a main event heel. WWE was right to be optimistic about Solo Sikoa's main event prospects after WrestleMania 40, as the former had played his part in the Bloodline saga very well. The leader of the new Bloodline fashioned his own group, as he and the former Guerrillas of Destiny ran roughshod over SmackDown. Of course, the new Bloodline was not complete until Fatu entered the fold, immediately being set up as a potential threat to Cody Rhodes somewhere down the line. With his monster by his side, Solo slowly developed into a credible threat to the WWE champion in the fiction, but failed to deliver on his promise with poor in-ring performances. He faced Rhodes for the title at SummerSlam in a match that displayed his limitations inside the ring, whilst also showing that he was not quite ready for the main event. Solo has improved as a character throughout the past year, but it may take some more work to make him a credible world champion within WWE. Sikoa seems to be restarting his feud with Cody, having attacked him on SmackDown this past weekend, but this should only be followed through on to allow Fatu into the champion. Massive character change teased during Solo Sikoa's 10th segment with Fatu on SmackDown. For the first time ever, fans saw major tensions between Solo Sikoa and Fatu on SmackDown. The once unshakable relationship now seems to be rocky, and a massive character change was teased. It hasn't been a good year for Solo Sikoa, who lost to Roman Reigns on January 6, with the Eula Fala going back around the neck of the original tribal chief. Solo returned to SmackDown and had nothing to say, with Fatu picking up the pieces during that promo. However, the leader of the new Bloodline returned last week and attacked undisputed WWE champion Cody Rhodes. As Fatu searched for over half an hour, he finally found his new Bloodline leader, Solo Sikoa, whose drip was on point. A less confident and less assertive Solo told Fatu that he hadn't been doing well following the loss to Roman Reigns and admitted that he let everybody down. It was the first time we ever saw any sort of vulnerability from Solo, which was a tease of a huge character change. The star was also wearing all white, as opposed to all black, leading fans to believe that he could be turning face for the first time. For his part, Fatu seemed less than impressed, but Solo told him that he loves him. In a shocking moment, Fatu walked away instead of his usual assertion of "I love you, Solo." In the opening segment of SmackDown, Cody Rhodes was confronted by Drew McIntyre and Fatu. When McIntyre walked away, Solo was seen arriving backstage, and before Cody could make his way back to get revenge, Fatu went instead and stopped the undisputed WWE champion, wanting to sort family matters first. It looks like fans might have to gear up for a massive feud within the new version of the Bloodline.